Up next, we're going to look at a fairly recent solo release from a guy who has done it all. From being the lead vocalist for the mega US progressive rock group Kansas, to co-producing albums with brother Dino, including some of Petra's most successful albums, he and his brother released a number of albums under the band name Mastodon, and he has also released 5 solo projects, including the one that we're going to discuss today. Who is he? He is John Elefante, coming up on Andrew's Journey in Christian Contemporary Music. Welcome to Andrew's Journey in Christian Contemporary Music, where we dive into the classics, discover what's new, and demonstrate the originals. Hey, if you're into all things Christian Contemporary Music, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget, if you like today's video, to give it a thumbs up. Climb aboard, let's do the CCM journey together. Okay, this is the 14th episode of the channel, and I'm already breaking a rule I set for myself. In the Discovering What's New episodes, I wanted to review releases that had been out no more than a month, but thanks to a suggestion from one of my subscribers to check out the album we're going to look at today, I decided I'm going to break my own rule. The album was released in late April, and after listening to it, I had to review it. The album is The Amazing Grace by John Elefante. As I alluded to in my intro, John is no stranger to CCM. Vocalist, multi-instrumentalist, songwriter, producer, John has been busy over the years. However, The Amazing Grace marks his first release in 9 years. So what does The Amazing Grace sound like? Well, there's this term, AOR, album-oriented rock, that people throw around. I've never liked the term and try to find a concise definition. Good luck. For what it's worth, I would describe it as, at times, progressive, but maintaining listener accessibility. I think melodic rock is a better term, but it's also heavier at times, symphonic at other moments, definitely pop elements, and one song is even a little jazzy. But to me, the highlight is John's vocals. At 64 years of age, he's still got it. The Amazing Grace is 11 tracks, with the last track being a longer version of the opening track, and runs almost 56 and a half minutes in length. Let's go through it, track by track. The first song is City of Grace. After a 20-second atmospheric and epic intro that includes a spoken scripture verse, John breaks in with his vocals and welcomes us to come on in to the City of Grace. John wastes no time letting us know the theme of the song, nor does it take long to discover how incredibly well he still sings. Next is Stronger Now. This hook-filled song is the one that stays in my head the most, from the opening guitar riff to the incredibly catchy melodies and harmonies in the verses, pre-chorus, chorus, and bridge. John knows how to write some catchy hooks, and the music is so uplifting. The bridge and instrumental section and solo has got a little Beatlesque feel to it. Think George Harrison. The third song, The Amazing Grace, the title track, a slower paced number with an atmospheric arpeggiated guitar and strings that just keep building. It sounds like a song the group Cutlass could do when in their more melodic mood. And there's also a clever time change in the pre-chorus. It sounds to me like a shift from 6/4, which is what it is for the majority of the song, to 7/4 and then back to 6/4 again. And then, of course, is the message of the grace of God. Beautiful. Time Machine starts with a cool piano intro, ushering in the rest of the band with a similar riff. Horns and strings weave in and out with some great Kansas-sounding guitar playing. The leads kick in with a wah-wah, but again, just some killer vocals by John. This song encourages us to get out of being stuck in the past and live for today. Then comes Won't Fade Away. Another great piano intro. The other instruments and vocals come in with a flurry of activity from drummer Dan Needham for about 6 bars before settling back to a beautiful strings and piano section, followed by a fitting slow lead guitar. Then the vocals enter back in. They hear what they want to hear, and they play like the fools, and they slander the wise men, and they tell them that they have no use. They search for gold and silver, they build mansions on a hill, putting their faith in only things they can hold in their hands. And time seems to roll on, doesn't wait for anyone. There's only so many mornings when we'll see the sun rise. Will they answer the morning call? I pray. This may be the most Kansas-sounding song to most ears. It definitely has the most prog elements to it. It sounds like something that could have appeared on Neil Morse's Testimony album, or even some of the early Spock's Beard stuff when Neil was in the band. Not Alone starts with arpeggiated guitar, again a slower, more atmospheric piece. The longest song, at 6 minutes 39 seconds. As it goes along, you just know it begs for an epic, tasty guitar solo, which does kick in at the 4:55 mark. It's no shred fest, and before it really takes off, it shares the spotlight with the strings until the strings finally take a back seat and let the lead guitar shine. The song title sums up the essence of the song, You Are Never Alone. Falling Into Place starts with an acoustic strumming and other almost haunting sounds, a little moody. The tension builds and then releases into a short chorus before going back to moody for verse 2. After the second chorus, it goes into a pop-like refrain, take my hand, while everything falls into place. John has a great handle on the use of modulation throughout this project. It's just one side of how great a talent John is. We Will Be Fine has a bit of a Toto feel to it. It starts with a drum shuffle and jazzy piano lick and a tricky melody in the verse. It moves to a more straightforward groove in the pre-chorus and chorus. John kills it on the high notes in the second verse. The shuffle beat weaves in and out. Even the guitar solo reminds me a little bit of Steve Lukather from Toto as it fades out the song. Little Brown Book is the most rocking song and the most fun. Fuzz guitars, guitars that sound like Brian May from Queen, synth guitars, lots of guitars. Some great bass and drumming as well. A lyric goes, like being in a gold mine, not knowing what you'll find. It's of the rarest kind, now give it all away. If not for one thing, it doesn't mean anything, but all I need is this little brown book. You can probably figure out what book he's singing about. And When I'm Gone is the only true ballad song on the album, which seems to be about the relationship and impact John's mother had on his life, especially spiritually, beautifully arranged and sung by John. As good as the shorter version of City of Grace was, I think the long version at the end is better. It gives the song the chance to breathe, as there are additional verses sung before it gets to the first rousing "Come on into the City of Grace" chorus. The album ends how it begins, with this song highlighting John's incredible vocals. Other than his time with Kansas and hearing a couple of John's singles from earlier in his solo career, the most I knew about him was his co-production work with his brother Dino, especially their work with Petra. I couldn't help but hear some of the nuances on this project that harken me back to some of those Petra albums. The Elefante brothers definitely put their mark on some of those Petra albums from that time period. But all that aside, I really enjoyed this album. The musicianship is tight, it's melodic, atmospheric, majestic, and sometimes even fun. And it's worth mentioning again how great John's vocals are, not only after a number of years since his last recording, but I also heard him in an interview state that he lost his voice for a while after he had contracted COVID. I'm so thankful that he was able to recuperate, finish, and put out this excellent album. That's it. Let me know your thoughts. If you've been listening to The Amazing Grace, what's your take on it? I'd love to know. And if you haven't heard it yet, give it a listen. It's some great melodic rock. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Andrew's Journey in Christian Contemporary Music. Take care. God bless. Bye for now.